Welcome back to our channel. So my name is Raghavinder, and we have started the DevOps series, right? So this is our third video, and in the last video we have discussed regarding the different type of Linux commands which we can use on our day-to-day life. So we are not going to perform today's commands. So these are more related to permissions because in the last video we have performed each and every command. So in today's video, I just want to go through each of the commands which are useful for the permissions, different type of permissions which we require for the files, access, everything. So let's get started. So yeah, so Linux file system and permissions. So understanding the Linux files and users and permissions. So we need to access the files. Some of the files we need to have the permissions. Okay, to how can we access those files? So let's get started. Yeah. Okay. So why permissions matters? So Linux was built for many users sharing one machine. Permissions are the referee. So we can share the permissions, like we can share the files with most of, anyone. But to have the access, we can set up the permissions there. Without permissions, any process could read your SSH keys, overwrite a teammate's config, or bring down a shared server by accident. So people if you don't require the permissions and all, so people will do all the mess which they can, right? So that is why we can add the permissions for the files. So who owns it, who can read it, so who can change it, and who can run it. So just we how we have the uh, how we can set the permissions in the Excel, Google Sheets, okay, and even Microsoft spreadsheet files. In the same way, we can set the permissions, okay, give the user permissions, but in the same way, not in the same way, like give the permissions to read only access, write only access, like that. Those are the different type of permissions we can set up. So Linux files hierarchy. So everything starts at one root. So these are the files. So everything we can set up here itself. So we have the configs, we have the logs and data, we have the home with the user files, and we can have the users, we can have the bin files, core binaries, we can set up there, and we can have the temp files, and we can have the third-party apps. Almost every Linux distro follows the same layout. Learn it once and use it everywhere. We have been discussing about the different type of Linux distributions, right? So Ubuntu, like CentOS and Amazon Linux. So these are every distribution will follow the similar kind of hierarchy. So key directories explain. So these are the key directories which we have, like what actually lives in each of those top level folders. So in etc folder, system wide configurations we can set up, and in the slash user install the programs and shared resources, just like we have the in our Windows machine. So where we have the programs and all. So in the same manner, in the slash user, we can have the programs, everything. In the var, we have the logs, caches, and data that changes often. And in the bin, so essential command binaries, and home, we have the personal directories, one for user, and the the temporary files are clean on the reboot. So these are the key directories which we use on our day-to-day life. So these are path versus relative paths. So the same file described two different ways: absolute path and relative path. So if you see here, we have saying the home and the other path and giving the folder names in the file name. But here we are just entering the dot slash, just the folder name and the file name. Okay, starts from the root every time. Always points to the same place, no matter where you are. Start from wherever you currently are. Okay, so wherever the folder you currently are, and start from there. Using script, cron jobs, configs, anywhere, readability matters. So we can use this absolute for everywhere. So, but using this relative path, we can use in the everyday navigation, fit most between nearby folders. So if you are working on any specific project and you are already in that, so we can in your day-to-day life you can use that. So to have the like, see here in absolute path, you need to change the folders every time. So the- it is bit time consuming when the relative path is very like you can do the works quicker. Everything is a file. So the philosophy that makes Linux permissions is so powerful and consistent. Everything is a file, regular file, directory, symbolic link, device. So that regular file, which means text or script or binaries. So directory, the path which we have been discussing, a file that lists other files. So there is directory which have the other files as well. The symbolic link, a pointer to any other file. And the device, your disk space or terminal or USB port, anything is a device. So then reading an ls minus l line. So 10 characters that tells you everything about a file's access rules. So here is a complete file. Here, so it is a file type. So slash is file type and dash is the file type and RWX, which means owner's permissions. Okay, file type we are saying, then we are saying the owner's permissions, then r dash x, we are saying the group's permissions. So yeah, we are giving the owner's permission, then r dash x is the group permission, then we are saying the file type, then r dash dash, we are saying the everyone else permissions. So we are giving complete permissions for this file. So RWX, we are giving the owner permissions, then group permissions, then the everyone else permissions to the specific file. So you can easily understand. So how we can write it. So if you want to give only owner's permissions, so then you can add only RWX. But you if you want to give group permissions, you can add R minus X, R dash X, or if you want to give everyone permissions, R dash. So the permission tried. Every file has exactly three sets of permissions to think about. So owner, group, others. So we just discussed owner, the user who created the file, usually has the most access. Group is shared team. So as a owner, I have created this and I share it as a group access. So share a team of users who need the same access control. And everyone else on the system so keeps this the most restrictive. So for others, we anyhow will keep the will be restrictive, like read only access or something like that. We will give. Then so see the read only access just we have discussed, right? So in the same way, so what RWX actually means read, write, and execute. Simple way. RWX, so for complete we are giving. So RWX read, write, access for the owner. So a view, so in the read, he or she can view the content and write, modify the content, and run, execute the content. Got it? So see, if you have any suggestions or any doubt, just comment that in the below so that we can both discuss. And if you want to share with your friends, just share or please do like and subscribe to the channel for more videos, more consistent videos. Also, I want to make this consistent. So even I might be having so many doubts, or I might not be clear for you. So if you think that it is not clear, just give me a suggestion so that I can improve myself and come with the better videos. So chmod, two ways to set permissions. A symbolic mode reads like English. So numeric mode is faster once it clicks. Symbolic mode, chmod u plus x. So the file name. Now what we are doing, so that is symbolic. Add execute for the owner. Okay, u. Here we are giving that read, write, and execute for owner. So read, execute for group and others. So we are giving the numeric number 755. So in the symbolic, we are giving G dash W, remove, write for the group. Now here we are using 644, read, write file for owner and giving the read for the group. So in the chmod, O is equals to R, set others to read only exactly. So here 6 double, so read by for owner only, nobody else, no exceptions. So you owner G group O others A all and place add minus remove is equal to set exactly. So I have also mentioned each and everything. So if you want this PPT, just let me know. So I can share the PPT with you. So just comment that below so that I can able to share with you. So yeah, here R is equals to 4, read means 4, write means 2, and execute means 1. So add the digital per position, owner, group, others. Got it? So if you need this spreadsheet, just let me know. I can share with you. Common chmod combinations. 755 scripts and executables, owner full access. If you are giving 755, so giving full owner access, 644 regular files access and owner edits. You are giving owners the edit access and others to just read. 700. So you can also see here I'm giving numeric and as well as symbolic. You can use both. So 744. See, just keep these numbers in mind. So when you are going to practice, you can apply them. So private scripts, only the owner can touch it. Owner can make the changes and all. 600 secrets and keys, SSH keys, .nv, etc. And if you are giving the 777, giving everyone can do anything while in production. So in the production, we won't use 777, but in our like training sessions or these kind of things, we can changing ownership, chown and chgrp. So permissions decide access, ownership decides whose those permissions apply. Okay, so we give the permissions. So it decides the access to whom it needs to give and what is the requirement of the access and all. So for example, we are giving the change the ownership of the file to Raghu. So here we are using chown. So using username and the file. So changing the ownership. And here what we are doing change owner and group in one command. So we are adding the group. Okay. So owner is Raghav and then we are adding the DevOps group. So then file. So this file ownership we are changing the group. So change just a group of a file or folder. So ch group is DevOps is a group and we are using the folder. And now chown and apply recursively to every file inside the folder. So inside this folder, we are giving the access to every file. So they can make the changes in the complete all the files in this folder. Now users and groups basics. So where Linux actually stores who on the system. So sudo create a new user with home directory. Sudo user add. Okay. And user details is Priya. And sudo password set or reset the password username password. And sudo user mod. So here we are giving add an existing user to a group. Your group is called DevOps, and we are adding Priya to this DevOps and groups Priya list every group a user belongs to. So we are listing the Priya. So like in which of the groups she has added. Okay, I'll leave all the groups where she belongs. And real world, if it's a permission denied, so this exact sequence shows up in almost every DevOps engineer suite. So SSH, the permission denied publicly. So when you have the public key access, so this connection fails. So this is the permission denies most of the times in the SSH, and SSH refuse keys that are readable by others. So SSH also denies this one. So six we are using 600, so readable by others, and confirm it now reads read write before retrying. And SSH, the same axis connects clearly, problem solved in under 1 minute. So once we did this, so connects to the SSH. So what we have learned today, we have learned everything in Linux is a file organized under one root, and every file has an owner, a group, and a permissions for everyone else. So chmod controls access, chgroup controls who that access apply to. So that's about today's class, and it is very clear that we are seeing all the permissions, what needed for the files, what we, how can we give the access, how can we restrict the people and all. So that's about today's class, and tomorrow we'll learn about the shell scripting basics. So that's about today's class, and thank you so much for watching. And please like and share with your friends and subscribe to the channel. And please, if you have any suggestions, if you want to if you have anything in mind, just comment that in below so that we can discuss in the next topics. That will be my first 1 or 2 minute discussion about the comments and all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share with your friends.